Okay, the first problem we're going to do today is called the ice cold problem. It's on page 327 in your book. And I'm going to cut and paste this in here so I don't have to type it again. I apologize for the laziness, but I've already done it once. Okay. So you're going to need to type this in, and where I got this is from the bottom of page 327. So I haven't done anything here. I haven't changed any numbers. The only thing I did is I got rid of 3 zeros at the end of everything because there's no purpose for them. So to save in typing, I did that. But everything's exactly the same as in the book. And the product isn't that much bigger than this, but you do need to type all that in. And as with the problems last week, it's very important that every number is entered in correctly. If you enter one number in wrong, you won't get the answer. This is the exciting part when you're watching the video, where all you hear in the video is the screen stays the same, you just hear everybody typing. I should tell jokes while you guys are doing this if you watch the video.
So the video has sound?
Yeah. You get to hear exactly what happened in class. So if you watch this video, you'll hear yourself saying, the video has sound. It doesn't pick up you guys that well because it's recording off the speakers in my laptop, but it'll usually still pick it up. How are you guys doing with this? Done, not done. Because I can't tell when you guys move on to like email. You're just still looking down at this one. Well, I'm going to move on slowly. The next thing that we do is, and I don't know why I set it up this way originally. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think when I set this up, I was expecting there to be more work, and anyway, I'm just going to do it like I did before. It's a little more spaced out than I would do it if I did it again. Okay, now first let me talk about what exactly we're doing here. You have a plant expansion, warehouse expansion, new machinery, and new product research. You're trying to figure out what to spend money on. So you're working for a company and they say, okay, we've got our net present value for each of these projects. You got 4 projects up there. The amount of money you have is available on the far right. That's your capital available. And how much each of these projects will cost each year. So in year 1, each of those will cost that number. Year 2, year 3, year 4. So you have 4-year pro formas on each of those possible expansions. You have the capital available, and you have the net present value. Which should you choose? Which will work? Well, you could do it by hand or do it in your head possibly, but this is a lot easier. You're going to see this one's actually pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and do it the math way. So when you're making a decision, this is how you do it. So the investment plan, let's highlight those 4 cells. Those will be our decision cells. And what I do so I can keep it labeled, I'm going to highlight these up here. I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to paste them down here. So we'll know which is which. All right. Then we're going to do our red cell. We want to maximize net present value. Okay, so that just makes sense. Your you want the most possible net present value. Do you guys know what NPV, net present value, is? Okay, some of you have had that in what, finance or accounting? Finance. It's the current value of what a project will. That's the right way to say it, isn't it? Current value of a future project. So that's the higher the net present value, the better. If you had a net present value of $1 million, that's better than a net present value of $500,000. That means you're gonna, because you don't know what's gonna happen with inflation and stuff. So yeah, that's what that means. So we want to maximize it, and we're going to do that with a sum product. Sum product is our new best friend. Sum product, and we're going to do C6 to F6. We're going to maximize net present value. And we're going to, comma, and then we'll highlight these 4 cells, which is C20 to F20. So we're going to multiply and add the top net present value times the yellow bar. And it's going to be a 1 or a 0 like we've been doing in the bottom. So if there's a 1, you're going to do the project. If there's a 0, you're not going to do it. Okay? You guys with me? Sum product C6 to F6, comma C20 to F20. Let's do that cell in red. Everybody with me? It sounds like, is there a problem? No? Okay.
Can you just go back to the sum product?
Yes.
So it's not the whole thing, it's just the top, right?
Just the top. Yeah, that's the typical mistake on this one. It's the whole thing. We're going to cover the rest of it in the constraints. All right, and I'm going to put the constraints over here, not for any particular reason. It's just how I set it up originally, and so I'm going to stick with it. But and for some reason, when I learned how to do these, I just put left-hand side, right-hand side. There's no real reason. You don't need to put that if you don't want. And this is going to be a sum product. And we're going to do the second row and the yellow. Second row, comma, yellow bar. Close parentheses. Now, I'm going to take a little shortcut. Oh, stop. Oh, I messed that up big time. No, it stayed the same. I'm going to put a $sign in front of the C right here. And I'm going to put 1 in front of the F. All right? And then I'm going to drag this down for 4. And what that does is it means, because what we want to do is compare each of these years, year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4, to the yellow bar. We'll do a sum product for all of them. So I only have to type it in once. Oh, I shouldn't have put it. I'm sorry. It's not in front of the C. It's in front of the number. I messed that up. Sorry. Day before vacation, brain freeze. Okay. The number sign goes in front of the number, so that locks in the number. Talking and doing Excel at the same time. Never a good combo. Okay. So it's like this one will say C10 to F10, which is year 4 capital, and C20 to F20, which is still the yellow bar. Then we're going to do a less than or equal to all the way down. And then here we're going to do the available capital, G7, and then we drag it down. And we're done. I'll let everyone catch up. Everybody with me? Okay, getting nodding heads. So let's hop into Solver. You guys know what to do from here. We're maximizing, changing these cells. I don't know if you need to set these to binary or not. We're going to start with not doing it and then see if it requires us to do it. You do have to?
I got 2.66666666.
And okay, I want to show everybody what happens if you don't.
I could be wrong though.
Okay, you solve it. Yeah, that's not what that's what we get if we don't do binary. So let's go ahead and hit OK. We'll go back into Solver. We'll add a constraint. We'll set the yellow cells to bin, binary. Hit OK. Solve. And that's the answer. Because you can't do one of these twice. So the answer is 140.
Could you click on your cell H18?
H18. Yes. Okay, this one's not difficult, but there's often little issues with it. Anybody not get it that needs help? Okay, what did you get?
Nothing.
It just freaked out on you?
It says it found a solution, but the solution is zero.
Did you maximize? Did that do it? Okay, everybody else got it? Or you want to fix it by yourself? That's always fine. Okay, everybody got it? Okay, good. That's what exactly, okay, now we know how to do it. Now what did we do? What we figured out is that we have enough money to do the plant expansion, warehouse expansion, and new machinery, but not new product research. And in doing that, we maximize our NPV at 140. Okay, which makes sense because if you add the NPV up above in row 6 from plant expansion, warehouse expansion, and new machinery, 90 plus 40 plus 10 is 140. So you kind of double check it in your head. And that's how you do it. Of course, in real life, if these numbers came up, you just do it by hand or do it in your head real quick. But imagine multiplying this by 10 in terms of the scope and the size. So you can see where that would get bigger. All right, let me turn off the recorder.